we have information from identity cards of the dead Russian soldiers. They are all over from Russia. They're from Siberia. They're even from Kamchatka, some of them. They're from St. Petersburg. They're from Moscow Oblast. So we cannot call this a full-scale war, in your opinion?
This is the professional warriors which were sent to do the demilitarization and the Nazification of Ukraine. So this
Do
is
you agree with
very
these
important to
statements?
note. I agree fully with this statement because I was analyzing from the military point of view, and I was communicating with the Minister of Defense and asking them exactly the questions you raised up. So I was asking them in details to get the whole picture. I wanted to say, Bogdan, you mentioned very important thing that you agree somehow that there is a Western help and it helps from your point of view. But the thing is that all this conflict and this hot phase was reached by the Western powers. So yes, they help you now, but they provoked the conflict. They was provoking
Russia
the
has provoked the
instability.
conflict.
No. The question Russia had
We have a Jewish president.
diplomatic.
How can you conduct denazification when we have a
Sorry,
president
sorry.
of
We speak
Jewish
about.
origin?
Sorry, this is not the argument. He didn't ban the Nazi organization, but that's not the topic of what we are speaking now. The question is that now here is the problem. NATO was provoking this war. Ukraine was Zelensky till the end. You remember, he was trying to be a mediator. He was trying to be neutral. Putin was trying to be neutral. He was speaking with all the sides of the conflict. He was receiving Macron. He spoke with him 5 hours. He was receiving Scholz. And Zelensky was also afraid of this war. But NATO put a fuel into that. NATO was
Yes,
provoking.
who's invading
Russia
who?
had.
Did
Russia.
NATO countries
NATO
invade
is
Russia?
trying.
No. We see that Russia has invaded Ukraine, and we see that it is completely not true, because Russia is the one who we should blame. It is not the Western
Bogdan,
powers. NATO has been protecting the Baltic states. Russia has been provoking Baltic states
NATO,
for the long time. We see that NATO is not one to blame. We see that Russia has attacked us. It is like victim blaming. We cannot blame victims for that. We can only blame Russia. We cannot blame Ukraine for what is happening. We cannot blame Zelensky.
Bogdan, for your analysis. Thank you a lot. It's important to hear your point of view, and I want to thank you also for that you're speaking and you're debating. So I really appreciate this because with other colleagues from the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, I didn't have a chance to speak. So for this, really thank you. You're a person to whom we can speak. The problem is that the Ukrainian army, what we need to note is that Ukrainian army was bombing the Donbas regions. In 2014, there was a referendum in Donetsk, People's Republic, and they have chosen to be independent.
Nobody recognized this referendum.
This is the other question of the time, and the problem is that after this, the Ukrainian army started to do the bombardings, and personally,
Russian
I have
army started
several
to do
people.
The bombarding. We were protecting our territorial sovereignty.
Yes, you were bombarding your own territory, absolutely, and you was
Russia has been
following the
bombarding.
Minsk. You didn't follow the Minsk accordance.